What is up, Nuggets? It's your boy, Killer Pizza, here with a brand new video for you rascals and rapscallions out there. As always, I hope everybody's having a great weekend, watching some spooky movies and whatnot. But as you could tell from the title of this video, we have a fun one today because my Vinegar Syndrome Black Friday sale package has finally showed up. It took 6 weeks to get here. Felt like it took forever, but I'm pretty sure there's still people waiting for their package right now. It's pretty funny. In some of these groups I follow on Facebook, like the Vinegar Syndrome Collectors page, there were so many people questioning, when's my package going to get here? And you could tell they were kind of new to the sale. And, you know, I was the same way at one point. So whenever you place an order on one of their sales, Black Friday, halfway to Black Friday, you got to be ready to wait a very, very long time. But it's usually worth the wait. They have a lot of really good titles, great packaging, great releases, and whatnot. I believe I grabbed 12 titles. I'm going to open up right now for you guys. But first of all, I just had to address something. I apologize for not posting too much lately. Somebody actually commented lately if I was alive. They said I usually post them every Sunday. Yes, I'm alive. I kind of slowed down a little bit during the holidays. And I put out a video about 2 weeks ago on a Saturday, and I was going to do my complete horror movie collection video I do every year. But to be quite honest, I got to refile a lot of stuff. And it would have been a lot of work, so I didn't get to it. But and then the next weekend, this past weekend, I actually left work early on Friday. I work outside, and it was like 10 degrees all week, and all week this week in Michigan. So I got pretty sick, and by the time I got home, I kind of questioned if I was going to mention this to you guys, but I like to be pretty honest. When I got home, I got news that a family friend, like a good friend of mine, his dad passed away, and I knew him since I was, you know, a preteen, and that kind of bummed me out. That along with being sick, I thought I had a respiratory infection. I just was not in the mood to record any videos this past weekend, so I apologize. And to anybody new watching this video, I don't want to be a downer with that. You know, everything's okay. You know, life goes on. It's unfortunate, but you know, yeah, it sucks. But that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about physical media and the titles I picked up through Vinegar Syndrome. So without further ado, let's open this up. Fuck a box cutter. Alrighty. It's been so long, I kind of honestly forget what all I bought. And yes, guys, I really need to file these shelves. This is bad. I got stacks everywhere. But I think I'm going to put that video out next weekend. The day this video comes out, on a Sunday, I'm going to actually be at Static Tape Video in Muskegon, and I'm going to make a video about that too. And the video store video is coming as well. I'm going to try to get caught up on all this. So once again, I apologize on the lack of videos, but your boy's back for the new year. So, okay, here are the first three that I have. I think this is one that most everybody picked up. Blood Tracks. Can't go wrong with the slip covers when it comes to Vinegar Syndrome. They do a really good deal, but this is pretty much like a lost slasher film from Canada. It's about like this rock and roll hair metal band that head up into this mountain to film a music video, and some killers stalking them. Just a basic slasher, but it seems like a pretty fun plot. If you want to know more about this, check out the trailer on Vinegar Syndrome. This just seems completely wacky and a lot of fun. Blood Tracks. Let me know in the comments if any of you guys have checked that out yet, because like I said, I know it seems like most everybody picked that one up. Now here's one, you know, because I've watched a lot of people's haul videos for Black Friday, and I'm surprised more people didn't pick this one up. It seems kind of fun. Hell's Trap, or Trampa Infernala. So this is a Spanish slasher movie, and I just picked up a movie similar to this that I seen a video about, like Nightmare on Elm Street ripoffs and everything. As you can tell, this guy has the knives on his fingers like Freddy Krueger. And this one seemed like a pretty fun movie. Like I said, kind of copying the glove. I'm not mad about it. He's got this creepy mask. I think this is just a basic slasher. Some teens go camping in the woods, and this guy comes after him. I don't know much more about it. I feel there's no reason to explain much when it comes to some of these slashers. But honestly, I haven't really gotten many bad like Spanish horror movies through Vinegar Syndrome in 76 minutes. Can't go wrong there. Easy, fun watch. And here's one I kind of got talked into. I was watching the Dead Pit stream live on Black Friday, and they talked me into getting Sliver. So this is Sharon Stone's in this. I believe this is, well, for one, look at this packaging. This is one of the chunky box sets here. So open that up. It's always the best quality with Vinegar Syndrome. A little book I will not read because I don't know how to read. The slip. And I wasn't too sure about this one. I just kind of took the recommendation. They were all saying, Garrett from Born to Be Rad, the guys from Dead Pit, they were saying this was a really good 90s like thriller. So I decided to pick it up. It's like Sharon Stone lives in this high-rise apartment, and a killer is going around like hooking up with all the women in the building and killing them off. And she gets into a romantic relationship with like the guy that runs the apartment building. He's like the main suspect, but it's a bit of a mystery on who's actually the killer. So I'm not that big into like thrillers like that. This was just one of the bigger releases at the time, and everybody was saying it was really good, so I decided to pick it up. And everyone was talking about The Keep, and The Keep sold out so quick. I watched the trailer, I looked it up, and to be quite honest, it just didn't really seem like something I was that interested in. It didn't really look good to me. Now, at first, I kind of regretted not getting it with the FOMO because it sold out so quick, but as time went on, I don't really give a shit about that stuff. It just didn't seem like a movie I'd really enjoy. And this one at least seemed kind of interesting. All right. The next 4. This is one I've seen on Vinegar Syndrome forever. Blood Harvest. I mean, how can you forget that cover? This is one that I got pretty cheap on the sale. Not too much with this from the description I've read. Small town, guy dresses a clown, comes around and starts killing everybody. But, it didn't look like it had the best reviews, but, I mean, sometimes shitty horror movies are the best horror movies. And this one just looks kind of fun to me. The Clown Killer. And this is one I wish I would have picked up when it had the slipcover originally. This is one I watched a lot when I was a little kid, and I believe this actually went out of print through Vinegar Syndrome, and it was really close to by the time I grabbed it. Drop Dead Fred, about this little girl who has an imaginary friend, Drop Dead Fred, and they get into a bunch of trouble, and then when she grows up, her imaginary friend comes back. And yeah, I haven't seen this in so long, since I was a little kid, but I remember my sister always watching this one and me watching it with her. So Drop Dead Fred. Don't have much memory of the movie. Okay. I told you guys I needed to relog my movies. I got these sitting on a stack, and some have fallen down. I have movies everywhere. I'm a lunatic. Okay, Punk Rock Vacation. You guys know me, I'm really into punk rock, and this was another cheap one, and just seemed like a lot of fun. A peaceful California town is shaken after the brutal murder of a diner owner by a gang of vicious punks. When the daughter of the slain man attempts to avenge her father's death, she is held hostage by a gang of resulting in an epic battle between punks and rednecks. Alright, I guess the rednecks are the good guys. So, Punk Vacation. I didn't plan this out very well, guys. Okay, now here's one I've seen for a long time on the site as well. I got another really good deal with this one. Steel and Lace. And just look at that slipcover right there. That ain't too bad either. And this is another one I looked up later. Looks like it got bad reviews, but this seems like a pretty fun movie. It's like, I wouldn't say a female Terminator or anything. But after her attackers go free, Gailey Morton, the victim of a vicious assault, commits suicide. Her vengeful brother, brilliant robotics engineer and scientist, Dr. Albert, decides to use his skills to exact revenge, transplanting his sister's brain into a humanoid cyborg with bone-crushing strength and an extra array of built-in torture devices. Albert begins sending Gailey on a series of missions to violently do away with the men who wronged her. That sounds cool to me. I mean, at the same time, I thought Mutant Hunt sounded cool, and that one was terrible, but this seems pretty cool, and I never thought this was a horror movie every time I looked at it, but apparently it is, so interested to check out that. Steel and Lace. Got 3 more right here. This is one I was actually pretty excited for. This is a double feature. Intemperabilitos Punks and Vengeance of the Punks. Look at that. As I said, I'm a big punk rock fan, and this is another one about the battle of the town against these motorcycle riding punks. And kind of like Mad Max, but with a bunch of punk rockers and everything. If you want to know more about this, because I'm not quite sure what this is all about, but the trailer makes this look fucking awesome. And this is a really cool looking release right here. So I'm excited to check that out. Alright, and I know this one is out of print now. This is one that was going for like $7 or $8. Heartbreakers. And this one did have a pretty good review. You know, I looked up a lot of these like on Wikipedia or IMDb to kind of see what it was all about. It says Los Angeles painter Arthur Blue and businessman Eli Kahn are best friends, consuming and competing always, whether it's on the racquetball court or in the singles bar, when Blue's long-term girlfriend leaves him for a more successful artist and Eli's father passes away. They each fall from Bungeland French art gallery manager, and their fragrant bromance enters crisis mode. The late Carol Wayne co-stars leaves a lasting impression on Blue's sad artistic muse or something. Doesn't sound as good as it did on the back. On the back of this is when I was reading it, but it seems kind of like not a coming of age, but like coming to grips with yourself and some situations. I don't know. It just seemed kind of like, I don't know. It seemed like kind of an endearing movie at the time, but I know I'm not doing the best sales pitches for these. But this one right here, I'm super excited about. And it had the slip too, Devil Story. This is like some Nazi monster going around killing everybody. Crazy slasher. I don't know much about this. I know this is like so bad that it's good. I seen this on like the on the Horror Geeks channel one time, and he was doing like the barf bag count or whatever, and I watched that, and it's like kind of remind me of Spookies in a way, where like a horror movie that's completely bonkers and all the way out there makes absolutely no fucking sense. Just seemed like a really fun one to check out. Devil Story. Devil Story. Okay. Now here is one I am overly excited for. I think I'm like one of the few people that's been excited about these titles. I'll keep this open. So, before I open this, if you can get a hold of this, Pretending I'm a Superman, this is the documentary about Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, which I grew up playing as a kid all the time. I love that video game to death. So I think I was one of the few people that was excited when that came out, that documentary, which is really awesome. And then they released the soundtrack, which I think I was definitely one of the few people to be excited about this. But check out this beauty right here. Looks like the PlayStation. So that's kind of cool, actually, that the Blu-ray kind of looks like an N64 game. In the vinyl, looks like a PlayStation game. So, as I've mentioned before, you know, I grew up skateboarding. I was a sponsored skateboarder in my youth. I still follow it to this day. It's strange that more people don't. I think, like, if we could follow baseball and basketball and football, why not follow skateboarding? It's always going to be fucking rad. And punk rock is my favorite genre. And as you guys know, if you played these games, these have some of the best soundtracks of all time. Very influential. And I see these have songs from, I think, like the first 4 Tony Hawk games mixed in. Okay, I didn't know if this was a colored vinyl or not. Cool stuff. But the soundtrack, we got songs from Goldfingers, The Vandals, Melancholy, Bad Religion, Adolescence, Guttermouth, U.S. Bombs, Bouncing Souls, The Offspring, Random Hand, and Dead End Road. Come on, man. How fucking cool is that? There's the back. So I'm pretty excited to own this right here. Pretending I'm a Superman. But anyways, guys, that is my haul. That is everything I picked up on the Black Friday sale. I know my pickups are probably a lot different than a lot of other people's, but I'm pretty satisfied with everything I got. Let me know in the comments what you guys picked up, what you think I should watch first. And like I said, I apologize for, not being consistent with my uploads. I was a bit under the weather, went through a little bit of some stuff, and it was I just wasn't in the mood, you know what I mean? But I feel refreshing, rejuvenated, and I'm ready to get it going. I told you guys I was going to visit the video store by my house. I still plan on doing that sometime very soon. I'm going to get the complete horror movie collection video. I promise I will have that out next Sunday. And the day before that, on Saturday, the day that you guys are watching this, like I said, I'll be at Static Tape Video in Muskegon. And this is like one of the biggest record store, physical media stores. I met the owner at Motor City Nightmares 3 years ago, maybe, and he's got my favorite booth there. And I've gotten a bunch of my friends to go check it out, and I'm finally going to go there. I'm going to try to get an interview from the owner. I'm going to get a big old haul, and I'll show you guys everything I picked up. So that video will be out Saturday, followed with the complete horror movie collection the next day, and then I'm going to get you guys that video store video soon after that. But if you're watching the video still to this point, thank you very much for subscribing, for watching. And, yeah, I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Blood, Guts, Gore. I'll check you guys next time.